Okay, are we on? Hello, welcome back to the Coffee Slut podcast. Welcome, Angie. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I
Thank you for inviting
I
me.
appreciate you coming, and I'm so excited to talk to you. So, for Angie, she is the owner of Diva Dance, William County, correct?
Williamson County,
Williamson
yes.
County. And she also is going to tell us about how she got into it, her story, and a little bit about her upbringing and what led her to Diva Dance. So I'm super excited. I'm excited too because I used to be a dancer. So it's very, very like kind of going back to my roots. But I do want to ask and start off, what is your coffee order?
So I when I'm out, I don't have one. I try something new all the time. I tried pistachio cold foam recently in a cold brew and it was so good. And so I'm always trying different things. I love seasonal. Like you can get me with an eggnog
Wow.
latte.
Okay. Nobody's brought that up.
And I like pumpkin spice and yeah. But at home right now I'm trying to replicate the cafe au lait from New Orleans.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have like Cafe Du Monde coffee and I steam my milk and you get just a much more milk to coffee ratio than you
Mm-hmm.
usually would. So you use strong coffee, but I love Cafe au lait from New Orleans.
Oh, that's so good. That sounds good. Do you have a favorite coffee place or do you like trying new places?
I like trying new places. I prefer to stay away from the
Big chain.
big name coffee
Mm-hmm.
places, except I miss Caribou Coffee.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
They have it back home in Minnesota and I miss
Oh.
it.
Oh. I know there's a lot of places that everybody else has it. I'm just like, oh shoot. But then I realize we have like Whataburger and we have like, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into about kind of before you got into Diva Dance, a little bit about your childhood and whatever you'd like to share. Who has created you to the person you are today?
I credit myself with that actually. So my parents got divorced when I was very young. I was 5. I barely remember what life was like with my dad. And my mom moved me up to Minnesota to live with my grandmother when that happened. And I saw my dad occasionally, but not super regularly, and he never really called. And anyway, um
No, you're good.
yeah. So I grew up with a single mom and I was the only child and she worked a lot. And after my grandmother moved away, it was just the two of us. And so I feel like I raised myself.
I
I was
see.
alone a lot, like starting from a pretty young age. And then, I mean, she started to have a social life, which is great. So then I think I was home alone for the weekend for the first time when I was like 14.
Okay, okay.
I couldn't imagine doing that with my children now.
You're like,
16
wait.
maybe.
You're like, wait. How was
Ye-
it like growing up in Minnesota?
Cold.
Yeah, yeah.
Cold. There's a lot of things I miss about it. The summers are beautiful, but there's a lot of things I miss about it, but it's not the same. I'm from South Minneapolis, where everything
Oh,
is
you're
happening right
happening.
now. Yes.
Yes.
And where George Floyd was killed. So 2020 was, yeah,
It was rough.
I saw my hometown like burned down. My old neighborhood essentially is what felt like watching from Texas. So it used to be a really great state and they do a lot to help their citizens, and but it's changed.
Yeah.
It's definitely changed.
I think also with everything happening, it's been really heavy. We just started the year. You think, it calmed down, but I feel like it's just, I feel like it's just a place that you wouldn't expect things to happen. I really love Waltz. I really love like him. And then obviously the governor, when he spoke recently about everything that happened, I was like, damn, who is this man? I'm like, I've never seen him, but he's just so, like, he just wants to bring people together. Waltz is the same way. And I think you guys have really good leaders in that state. And I wish we had that here in Texas, but I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's very important to bring up, especially you being from Minnesota.
Yeah, it's been on my mind a lot actually. I didn't sleep well last night. I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep till about 5.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
And so I'm tired, but the reason I bring that up is because before I fall asleep, I was doom scrolling on TikTok and I'm seeing a lot of coverage from what's happening, and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
It's really, really, it's it's really hard to watch. And I'm scared for people, and I'm scared for people of color, and I don't think we're doing enough.
Yeah. And it means a lot. It means a
Yeah.
lot, especially
Yeah.
with everything going on. Sometimes I do like to make sure there's something good happening in the world. And I saw Bad Bunny's recent video, and I cried last night watching it for the first time because I was like, people of every color, every race was in that video. No matter who you can think that there was like a firefighter, there was a countryman, and like that's a whole there's at least good people like that doing something to remind us that we are one
Mhm.
and that we can always be better together than just, thinking all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask, did you ever like imagine yourself owning a business?
No.
Yeah.
I never even thought about it, honestly. I've changed direction many times actually in my life. But business ownership wasn't something that I'd ever thought about. And so I actually like to say that it was a dream I never knew I had. Diva
Beautiful.
dance is the dream I never knew I had, and I didn't find it until I was like 45.
Yeah, yeah. What did you do before?
Well, I've worked my background from back home is property management. I used to work in commercial property management. And then for the past 8 years, I've worked at a local roofing company doing their full charge bookkeeping and operations manager. Recently lost my job, unfortunately, in October. So I'm looking for work.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that's a really it needed. Yeah, I'm glad. I felt a huge weight lifted off my shoulders when I actually lost my job. So,
Yeah.
mhm,
It's a lot of pressure sometimes. You're like, I just, and then something happens like this, or you're
mhm,
like, it was meant to be. I
yeah,
feel like everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And I think Diva Dance is the way you were talking to me about it whenever we first talked. I was like, oh my God, like that's so incredible. There is a community. There's more to dance. It makes people happy, move in ways you never thought of, and you're not using anything. You're just using your body and your expression,
mhm.
which I love. How would you describe yourself during that chapter of your life when you lost your job and you were transitioning into Diva Dance?
So I purchased an existing franchise. So I
Mhm.
was a member. I became a member in 2021. And then I took over the franchise on November 1st, 2022. So I have until recently was doing both, was still working my job. I worked from home for the whole time. So it gave me some flexibility. But now I'm glad that I'm able to throw more of myself into it. So I'm grateful that it happened in a way. Well, first of all, my job was working with all men, and that's just exhausting. Um, never want to do that again. But I'm so happy that I can throw my time. I mean, I'm still looking. I still need to find, the day job in quotes, but I'm so happy I have this time right now to throw all of me into it. It feels good to put all of yourself into something you love instead of having to focus so much of your time at least 40 hours a week to something that's just that you don't love.
Yeah. And, most people do that and most people are scared. And I think you taking a risk is something that a lot of people are scared of because they don't know of the outcome. They don't know, what to do. But I feel like sometimes you just got to do it and you got to see what happens. Do you feel
Mhm.
like you were searching for something without fully knowing what it was yet?
Yeah. Yes. When I bring up that I've changed direction many times in my life, and I think that's part of it is I've done some volunteer work looking for, something to do to feel like you're giving something back or you're doing something worthwhile in the world. And that was great. Um, but this is just different because it doesn't, I don't know. I just love it so much. I've always loved to dance, and being able to do it all the time is amazing.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to express yourself. And you said you were a member before you got Diva Dance, right?
Mhm.
So how did you find Diva Dance?
I can't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook, but one
Okay.
of them was a ad, and so I forwarded it to my best friend, Sam, and said, "Hey, do you want to do this dance class with me?" And she's like, "Heck yeah!" So we got a free trial at the time, and we both went to class, and it was um, "No Diggity" was the song.
I love.
And it was so much fun, and the instructor was so amazing, and we both became members that night. Like, we signed up and then started taking dance class, like, 3, 4 times a week. So, it was 20 like I said, summer of 2021, and we both took the pandemic pretty seriously, so we had been staying at home, and so it also felt nice to be able to get out and meet people, and they were very took a lot of precautions. We were wearing masks actually for a while dancing, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
What about the community that pulled you in?
Oh, everyone was just so nice, and it's funny because we start every Diva Dance class with a community time question. So it's type of an icebreaker question, and it can be something, we keep it light, like if you had a walk-up song every time you entered the studio, what would that song be? Things like that. And I remember Sam and I looked at each other and rolled our eyes, like, oh God. But it works. It quickly became something I look forward to is you get to know somebody that you may not have ever met or somebody you haven't talked to a lot. And you get like 2, 3 minutes to just answer a question and you develop friendships. It's part of promoting community, which is really, really big to Diva Dance.
And it's very important.
Hmm.
I feel like everybody needs a community. Everybody wants a community. They just have to keep looking for it. What do you feel like your studio specifically differentiates you from other diva dance studios?
Um, I think a lot of it is going to be the clientele is going to be different in different parts, right, of this
Mhm.
same area. Like we have different clientele than maybe Austin does or some of the other franchises that are in Central Texas, and definitely different than somebody in Ohio.
Okay. How
Right.
many how many franchises are here in Austin, like surrounding areas? Do you know?
I know of, I mean, two, and then Hayes County has one. New Braunfels has one. There's several in San Antonio. So there's a lot around here. And then there's a lot in the Dallas area too. And there's one in Houston. So they're all over Texas.
Beautiful,
El
beautiful.
Paso, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's so cool. That's so
Hmm.
cool.
So I think for us, why we might be a little bit different is I'm 48 years old, and we have a lot of members that are my age or older, and I love it when women my age or older. I had one reach out to me recently that said, "I'm 46 and I don't know if I'm too old to do it." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm 48 and still shaking it several times a week. Let's go."
Yeah.
So those types of clients I always feel a connection to immediately. But we have a lot of young clients too. We have 18, 19-year-olds that come dance with us as
Nice.
well. Hmm.
Do you have any like not professional dancers when I mean like in school or ballet? Like you said, you have young people that do like drill team here in Texas because that's very big. Do you get some people like that too?
We do get a lot of members that talk about those experiences in high school.
Mm.
A lot of times they'll say, well, the last time I danced was like with me, last time I had danced was dance line in high school, really, right? So we do get a lot of people that have a background, but and I do know that there's some members at other franchises that used to be on like NBA dance
Oh
teams, and yeah,
wow, that's
yeah.
so
Hmm.
cool. Dang, okay. I think the biggest thing was dancing can be a lot, especially like if you have a background. For me specifically, I was so nervous to get back into dancing. And that's so funny because my friend just asked me yesterday. She was like, "Do you think you'd ever dance again?" And I said, "Oh no." Like, not in a bad way. I think just like some of my directors were really cruel and it reminds me of Dance Moms. And I think we talked about this, but I was like, I don't want to dance again because they just ruined the experience. Do you get people like that too? Like they're nervous to come back because of their past experiences?
Yeah, certainly. Like if they've tried another dance class as an adult and felt really out of place.
Oh shit. Okay, okay.
Yeah, our CEO and founder Jamie tells a story like when she was in New York and she went to a dance class, and she's an amazing dancer. But yeah, she didn't feel good about herself when she left. Like she was
Ugh.
either being judged, and I think that does happen. It doesn't happen at Diva
Beautiful. I love that.
Dance.
I love that. Was what was going through your head when you purchased the studio?
Oof. A lot of imposter syndrome. Like I have a lot of, self-doubt. My confidence is certainly better now than it was in the past. But yeah, I felt like, oh God, I have no business doing this. I have no background. I have like a accounting, bookkeeping background, so I'm really good with numbers and I'm confident in that way. It's just the it's a big responsibility and I took out a big loan to do it.
What risk does it take to own a franchise? Because I know you have to follow certain rules, but
Mhm.
how do you obtain to own a franchise?
So my experience was a little different than most of the owners as I bought an existing franchise. But I had to get, a small business loan, which isn't always easy. And honestly, for me, it was a pretty easy pathway once you get the funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there are certain things, I am in a contract with my franchisor, and there are, I do have to abide by Diva Dance branded guidelines and things like that. And I do, um, but I don't know what it looks like maybe for other franchises when you get
Yeah.
into the bigger ones.
Yes. I was kind of looking into like franchises at Summer Moon because Summer Moon's a
Okay.
franchise.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, you have to have all this to get one. Which is like, that's why I asked because I know everybody's different. Like an F45, you can franchise those, or like, I'm trying to think, just different other like fitness,
I
like
think Orange
bar,
Theory is a
Orange Theory.
franchise. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it just amazes me that companies allow people to open up their own and, make their community, bring people in. I'm glad you were confident with the numbers. What like other struggles did you have while opening up the franchise? I know it's an existing location already, but like what about like marketing, people getting to know you for the first time, etc.?
So we do have marketing available to us through HQ. And we do have to put a minimum amount, like a certain amount of dollars minimum, each owner has to into like social media marketing. And then we can choose to advertise other ways. I think the biggest thing and what we're really looking to do in 2026, especially me, is getting the word out there, right? Like going to events, meeting people, just wearing my Diva Dance shirt. I've had people approach me in HEB asking me, "What is that?" I have this one. It says "All bodies, all bangers,"
Very good.
and and somebody stopped me recently and asked because the colors are super bright, or so just yeah, just getting out in the community, people finding out who we are. I think fewer and fewer people are really as plugged into social media. I know a lot of people want to take a break or they're having a hard time with what there's the politics they're seeing or whatever their reason is. I think people, especially in the new year, like I know one of my New Year's resolutions was to spend less time on my phone. So while advertising on social media is great, I think we're such a community-based business that people finding out about us. I want to do like flash mobs.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've done it before as a fundraiser in the city or the Cedar Park, one of their fire departments. And the city of Cedar Park came out, sent a photographer. We were in the little newspaper and we raised $300 and donated that to a cause. And it was a lot of fun. Flash mobs are super fun.
That's so cool. Have you seen Step Up?
A long, long
Okay,
time
okay.
ago.
So there's multiple ones, and there's one that they just do mobs, like flash
Ah.
mobs. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, how long does it take to coordinate this? Like in real life, because a lot of people do it in real life. And I just think it's so cool because you're least expecting it. And I think that's so cool that y'all did it at a event.
Yeah, they knew we were coming, but they really didn't know what. And we brought cupcakes, and it was super cute. And then this past October, we actually did a thriller flash mob as part of Thrill the World. So we did it at the same time. It was 5 p.m. on October 25th. And so other people were doing it around the world at the same time. And then we submitted our video and it's on their website and we're in it. And it's like, it's cool to think that people in Moscow, Russia are watching a video of us dancing because they had a group in it as well.
Wow, that's so
So that was a
cool.
lot of fun.
That's so cool. And I think those experiences really bring you guys together.
Hmm.
And you're like, holy shit, remember when we did this flash mob? I think that's so cool. I did want to ask, whenever you got the franchise, I know you had some personal life changes that whatever you'd like to share, but I do want to ask, how was it going through that?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I took over November 1st of 22, and then that Thanksgiving, my marriage ended. So I thought my partner was going to be there. I mean, that was going into this, was he was going to support this, and he encouraged me to do it. And then all of a sudden it was over.
Hmm.
And it was kind of a shock. And but I'm glad I had Diva Dance. Yeah, I'm really, really glad I had it because our community has such a way of showing up for each other. I had so much support from my members because, like I said, I was a member before I purchased it. So going into it, I already had a lot of friends that danced with me all the time, and they were all so extremely supportive. And I was pretty open about my personal life, and so it made it. I'm so glad I had it. It was therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
therapy. I feel like also distraction a little bit, kind of to
Hmm.
distract you what's going on. How did you handle that in going through your divorce emotionally, especially with carrying on such a huge business moving forward?
Hmm. Um, I wasn't heartbroken.
Okay.
I wasn't heartbroken. I was pissed.
And that's valid.
Yeah, once again, I've felt like I raised a man and then he was unfaithful with a 20-year-old girl from work. So, I think the age really hurt, but I was just like I said, I was just really pissed. So, I again, the support. It's so, when you need your friends to say, "Oh, F that guy, he was terrible." And they were doing that for me.
Yeah,
And it
and
was
it
what I
makes
needed at the time. But if I was sad, they would have been sad for me too.
yeah, and it makes that community so much better cuz you're like, "You know what? If things are hard in my life, I can always fall back on my community. I'm starting Diva Dance. I'm, going in there, doing what I have to do, changing lives, every day, which is incredible because it gets you through the hard part of life."
It does. And our community is rallied together and supported through cancer treatments, through divorce, through personal loss of a loved one, through job loss, injury. And yeah, we've done that for a lot of people. They really
Yeah.
do show up for each other.
And that's beautiful. That's so cool. I'm very much of a people's person. I love being around people and like getting to know people and their stories. That's why I started this podcast. Was there ever like a point so far, because I know you started in 2021, that you felt like you wanted to give up? I know a lot of people don't, but was there ever a moment you were like, holy shit, like I need help or I don't want to do this anymore?
Yes. It it took a while. I think the first time I felt that way was probably last year. 2025 was a hard year for me personally, and obviously the state of the world was not the best, or at least the US. And it was hard on my business too. A lot of people lost their jobs, and you know, we are kind of a luxury business, like, right? That's kind of one of the first things that people cut when they need to cut their expenses. So, but the thought of quitting, really, really quitting, I can't fathom it. I love it so much. I can't imagine of it not being a part of my life. So the thoughts of quitting are pretty fleeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there for a second and then they're like, you know
Yeah.
what? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
What kept you going during last year, during that time?
And my wife.
Oh, beautiful. I
Uh,
forgot. I forgot.
yeah. So we met actually through Diva Dance, and I can't endorse Diva Dance as a way to necessarily find romance,
Mm-hmm.
but it did for us. And she was a member before I bought it. And so we were friends before that. And then she After my marriage ended, and she was being a supportive friend, and one thing led to another, and now here we are over 3 years later, and we've been married about almost a year, like a year and a half.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
But she's so supportive, and she works a full-time job. She's a nurse,
Okay.
and yep, she helps deliver babies. She loves it. But on top of that, she is so supportive with her time and her energy, and when it comes to Diva Dance, and she expects nothing in return. So I really did have to lean on her more last year to help me with things, and she always steps up, and I'm so lucky to have her.
And that's probably long hours, right? Like she works like 40, 60 hours a week.
Actually, she works 12-hour shifts.
Oh,
So she works
okay.
3, sometimes 4 days a week.
I
But
forget.
12-hour shifts, especially when you start stacking those back to back, yeah, it can really get on you.
Yeah.
hmm
But I forget about the back to back 12-hour shifts,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice because it's like 3 days, but they're long
Yeah, when they're all
days.
back to back, that gets really long, but then she can have a good amount of time off too,
Hmm.
which helps you recharge.
Yes. And I love that. And then her going in there and dancing and just kind of like feeling better. For clarity, the mission for your specific studio was to break stereotypes. And I surely believe that Diva Dance, that's their biggest thing. For somebody who's never heard of Diva Dance, how would you describe it?
So if you were to go to our website, and what it tells you is we are pop music inspired choreography classes for adults. So when you look at our schedule, you're going to see a bunch of songs. That's the song of the evening, or the of that class. And you come to class and you learn about a minute-ish of choreography, and you kind of perform it at the end. When I say perform, we dance in the studio, and you maybe record yourself with your phone. We encourage it. Love it when folks do that. And then we'll break up into 2 groups and kind of perform for each other. And that's another way we promote confidence and community. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know how that I didn't know that anything like this was out there when I found it. I thought all the dance classes were technique focused, or I'd be, this old chubby lady in a class with a bunch of 17-year-olds.
No, I thought the same thing because I feel like there's not enough studios here in Austin before I heard about Diva Dance because there's a lot of dancing studios like in Chicago, New York. And I'm just like, growing up, I was like, well, damn, we don't have that here. Like, especially like hip hop was like my favorite in contemporary. We have Ballet Austin, but I was like, well, I really don't want to go for technique purposes. I
Mhm,
just want to go and have fun, learn to dance, perform for other people, and like support one another.
mhm.
So that's so cool that Diva Dance. What's the closest one around here? Do you know?
This would be Diva Dance Austin.
Yeah.
So they have, and it's our headquarters actually for the company in Austin, in the Mueller area. And then I know they offer classes down South Austin too.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay,
hmm
cool. What makes Diva Dance different from traditional dancing? Because for people who don't know, traditional dancing is like technique,
hmm
ballet, all the hard shit that I could never get down. And I feel like that's what a lot of people don't want to do
hmm
or don't have the ability to do.
hmm
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
go for it.
intimidating. It's intimidating to think about going to a class and learning how to dance, or being judged if you're not doing it right. So we focus on fun over technique. And we really are all levels. And
Beautiful. Okay.
yeah, we really are all levels. It's There's no expectation of what you are supposed to do, or there's no beginner, advanced, or intermediate, or it's just every class, everybody can participate. If you love to dance, you're welcome to come dance with us.
And was that the most important thing for you? Was to,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not a professional dancer. I never thought I'd be teaching dance classes, and I get to teach. It's so much fun. But if I can get up there and teach, then anybody can certainly come in and take a dance class with us.
That's so beautiful. Do you guys learn the dances from HQ or do you guys make it yourselves?
Our instructors do their own choreography. We do have a lot of inspiration that HQ will provide, which is helpful, especially if we're training instructors. But yeah, ultimately, I love that they get to express themselves creatively.
I love that.
Yeah, I would never wanna I'm so supportive of my instructors and their suggestions, songs they may wanna dance to. I do my best to accommodate because if it's something they really wanna do, they're gonna give you some really great choreography, and it's gonna be a lot of fun for them, which in turn is gonna be fun for everybody in the room.
That's beautiful. What was so important for you to have in your team?
Somebody that cares about the community. And that's why most of my team came from my community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of my hosts that they're the ones at class that are there to check folks in and, just kind of like welcome you to the room, right? They work with the instructor. And I think all of them were all the ones that I have were members first or clients first. You got to find somebody that just loves Diva Dance. That's the way it works out the best.
Beautiful. How many people are on your team?
I think I have like 12 right now.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. That's crazy. How do you guys as a team create space where all bodies, genders, and skills are welcome?
Diva Dance HQ does a really, really good job of modeling the way.
Okay.
And have given us and as franchise owners the tools that we need to pass that down to our team. And I think that them being members already or clients already really comes into play with that because they already know it's for everybody. They've been told that. We see it all the time. Our training tells them that. I tell them that, and they just know and they just get it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. What does confidence look like in a class?
um I think smiles and recording themselves, actually, if they set their phone up at the front of the room at the end of class and record themselves, that means that they think they look good.
Yeah.
So, or they want to see how they look.
Yeah.
And I think that is a great display of confidence. And if they know the choreography too. Yeah.
I'm always telling people like it doesn't matter what body size, shape you are. Everybody should be welcome to be in a space like Diva Dance
Mhm.
or in the gym because I do fitness because it's something deeper than that. It makes people feel good. It makes people want to come back. It makes people mentally okay or like distracting themselves and taking care of themselves for just like an hour. And I think Diva Dance is like a great representation of that because not a lot of people want to go to the gym and just like
Mm-mm.
lift weights. Some people want to like, "Ugh, well, I want to have fun." Like I catch myself dancing sometimes in between sets at the gym and I'm like, holy shit, I need to go dance or soon.
You do. I do that too. Heaven forbid a song comes on that you hear that was a recent class or shoot a performance I did like 3 years ago. But yeah, when people come to a Diva Dance class, they see it. They see all different types of people. They see all body sizes, all genders, all gender identities. We don't have a lot of men that come to our classes. But we do, and we do have some trans folks that come to our classes. So they see it. They see the inclusivity when they're there. And we have some really great, not Diva Dance in general, but just generally speaking right now, some really great content creators that are promoting dance in any size.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So there's I can't remember, Lizzie. She's a large dancer, and I think that people see that and they're like, wow, I could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So social media has given us, I think, a lot of content creators in the dance space that don't have a traditional dance body. And I
Yeah.
love to see it.
I love it because it's true. Everybody comes in different shapes and sizes. And I always say, like, if we all look the same, it'd be kind of fucking boring to me, at least. So you shared that dance is a form of therapy for you. How would you explain that to somebody who doesn't do dance or doesn't do movement as therapy for them?
I always feel better when I leave a dance class than when I came in. Like, I can't recall a single time. And there's been times where I've been like, oh, I don't want to go to dance, but I do it. I'm gonna make myself go. And then I'm so glad I did. I never regretted going to class. It's always been a good time. It's just a mood lifter for me. Science says so too, right? They say that it releases endorphins and makes us feel better. And I just that's how it's therapy for me. It always makes me feel better.
Yeah. It really does. I've never gone into I'm like, damn, I have to go lift. I have to go do this. I don't want to. And then I do it and I'm like, holy shit, I feel so much better. And I do miss dancing. It makes art is so beautiful. And then seeing videos like how I saw Bad Bunnies yesterday, I was just like, holy shit, like I love movement, I love dancing, and it brings people together. How has, excuse me, what happened mentally when you walk into a class? Like when if somebody's coming in, there's a client and they're like so scared and they're so nervous, how do you support them?
I get excited. I think we really I use the word hype all the time. Like we hype people up all the time. And I think that when you come to your first Diva Dance class, the first person you're going to talk to has a big smile on their face because we're all happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get introduced to people. And we really like it's with the community aspect, right? We really promote that the people in class interact with each other. Um, so you'll meet new people, you'll have fun dancing. You will break a sweat in a Diva Dance class. It is like a workout, even when we do lyrical classes or contemporary classes. Um, yeah, you'll definitely get your sweat on.
Why do you think movement can reach people in ways words can't?
For me, it's the connection with the music. Yeah, it's big time. I hear music and I want to dance. So, moving your body to music, again, I know there's a lot of scientific studies that say that it's good for your mental health too. But for me, it really, really is. For me, it's the connection to the music. I can't sing, so.
Honestly, me neither. I can't sing. I do truly believe movement is medicine, and Diva Dance also proves that, especially like with the community, how you guys show it to the world, especially in social media, because we live in such a social media world era. And I think it also helps people get off their phones and
Mhm.
like get out of their own way and go do something for themselves. Because a lot of people get stuck on the screen and like, oh, they're doing this or they're dancing. I want to do that too. But sometimes they don't because they're nervous.
Mhm.
And I think that's the biggest thing that you've implied that in Diva Dance, you make them feel comfortable. They get to know people and just making them build that confidence up. And I think that's so awesome.
We do, and we also communicate with them before they ever come to class,
Oh,
right?
beautiful.
So, yep,
Okay.
yep. So we talk to them on the phone, or we'll send them a text message, answer any questions they have, give them really good directions to the studio, remind them to bring water. Sometimes we'll ask questions about what they should wear. We even have a video that we have on our socials that we'll send, which is an overview of the class flow and what it looks like taken during a Diva Dance class. So yeah, we start to get to know them before they even step into the studio.
I love that.
Yeah, just a way to make them feel more
Yeah.
comfortable.
I was about to say that it makes them feel more comfortable, be like, oh,
Mhm.
they care. They want me to show up today.
Yeah, we really do.
I think that's so cool. It's because a lot of studios don't do that, regardless of like, no matter where you go. It's kind of like upsetting when you go somewhere to a class and like don't even acknowledge you. Oh, you're new. Okay, great. We're going to be over here.
Mhm.
And I've experienced that before. And I'm just like, well, it doesn't make me want to go back. So that's so cool that you guys reach out to them before they even come to the class.
We do, and I teach. I don't teach a lot. I like to leave that to the real instructors.
Yeah.
But I'm in class a lot, and I know every single one of my members.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I know every single one of their names. I've talked to every single one of them personally. I frankly know a lot about them. There's one recently, she's brand new. I encourage her to join our book club. We have a really thriving book club, and because she said we started talking about heated rivalry, so she,
Oh, is that
yeah,
show good?
it is. It's really,
Okay, I
really
saw it this
good.
morning. Like I saw it on my scroll this morning because I had a slow morning, so I was very thankful to have a slow morning. And
Yeah,
I'm like, this show won a Golden Globe. I'm like, should I watch
you
it?
should. It's really hot, but then it gets to be about so much more than just the heat.
The Heat, yeah.
Yes, you really, really fall in love with these characters. But we talked about that, and I said, "Hey, we have a book club." And I said, "My best friend Sam, she loves Heated Rivalry and the hockey smut, so y'all should connect." So she's going to book club today for the first time. Yeah,
Wow.
And I'm excited. I love when that happens. You just find something about somebody and hey, so and so loves that too. Y'all should connect. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Hmm.
That's so awesome. And having those stories, knowing like knowing about your members builds more of a connection and more of a trust and them like most likely staying there. Like most of the time because you're like they know more of me than just me coming to class.
Yeah.
I also want to know, what does it mean to you to be a part of a brand that has 50 franchises?
Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly? Okay.
Yeah. We're international now
Yeah.
too. We have a location in Mexico City. Um, it feels huge for me, especially because I never even considered this path before 3.5 years ago. So it feels like a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
so cool.
exciting that it's bringing Diva Dance to a lot of communities that probably don't have anything like us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you realize how many lives you would touch or change when you first started?
Um, Kinda,
Okay.
if that makes sense. I didn't know how many. I mean, that number is still growing, right? But I knew how much it changed my life. And I knew that it had changed the lives of other members too, just because I was friends with them. And I was pretty confident that we could. I mean, that's the reason I did this. That's the whole reason I did this. It wasn't, to get rich. Being a franchise owner is pretty hard.
I
Being a
bet.
small business owner is pretty hard sometimes. Yeah, it's not gonna make me rich, but it it feels a different wallet. You know what I mean? Like in my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did it because it changed my life and I wanted to change the lives of other people like it did for me.
I love that. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Would there be any advice you would give somebody who is going for something like this or taking a risk after going through a hard period in their life?
You're never too old.
I love that.
You're never too old. Um It's fine if you don't think you know how to dance. It's about having fun. I really I want to have fun. I want to have fun all the time. I want to do things that are fun. And I know that we have to work and there's things that we have to do in life, like the dentist and the laundry and but I'll tell you what, I have music blasting all the time when I'm cleaning my house. Yeah, I mean Megan the Stallion
Oh,
really
I love
helps
that.
clean my house. Her and Cardi B, they're like
I
my
prefer
partners in
Cardi.
crime.
No, I prefer Cardi, but I love them both.
uh,
They've done a lot of songs together too.
they have, and we play their music all the time. So we really love the baddie female hip hop artists. Love them so much right now, and I am a Pitbull super fan. I love Pitbull so much. So you get to dance to him too when you go to our classes.
That is so much fun. That is so hilarious. I love Pitbull too.
Hmm.
He has that one. What is it that he always says? He's like, "Dale," and I'm like, I'm like, oh, it's Pitbull.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Always.
say Mr.
Miss
Worldwide.
Worldwide too. I always think that's so hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, it's him.
we love his music.
A lot of people dressed up like him on Halloween.
We had a sleigh session with Pitbull.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so a sleigh session is when we use multiple songs. You'll find there's a theme, and it's the same choreography to each song. So it's a different style of class than what we usually have. It's a lot of fun. So we did a Pitbull sleigh session, and a lot of us wore the bald cap, the aviator glasses. It was hilarious.
That is so funny.
It was so fun.
Man, that's hilarious. I've never dressed up for Halloween, but I think I will this year. So you bringing up it's never too late, no matter how old you are.
Mhm.
What would you tell someone who feels behind in life?
It's okay to pivot. It's
Beautiful.
absolutely okay to pivot. I've pivoted so many times on what I thought was, my path in life. It's okay, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay to grieve when that changes. It really is. Yeah, I don't. That's all I can say. It's okay to do something else.
Yeah, I do love that. I like how you said pivot,
Mhm.
go a different direction. I think it was said in the Golden Globes. I just watched K-pop Demons yesterday for the first time because it was so beautiful. I think rejection is redirection. And no matter where you are, if something doesn't work out, you're going to be redirected to something else. You're going to pivot and something's going to work. And I
Yeah.
think that's beautiful. How do you move forward when life doesn't look like you plan it?
You just have to change. You just have to change how you look at it. And it's so hard. When I moved to Austin from Minneapolis, um, in 2015, I had just ended a 9-year relationship and I thought my life was over. I couldn't imagine my life without them. And look at me now. Right? And it took a long time. It took a long time, but eventually it does get easier and new things happen and new opportunities happen and you meet new people. And now here I am, as a business owner, empowering women. I mean, empowering anybody that walks through our studio door.
What would be one thing you want listeners to remember after this episode?
Like I said earlier, I think you're never too old. It doesn't matter if you think you can dance or not. It's just about having fun. Find your fun, I think. And if it's dance, great. Check us out. Come try a class.
Yeah.
But if it's something else, if you decide that you liked, you start lifting weights.
Yeah.
Do something physical. If you want to go play pickleball. If you just want to read a bunch of books, if find your fun.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And my fun sometimes is watching TV, so I don't think that's a waste of time. A lot of people say it's a waste of time.
No.
I love production.
Yeah.
I love seeing things, and if watching an episode just to turn off your brain for a second, I think that's perfect. And whatever she said was go dance, go work out, go do something for you always to fill up your cup. And I think that's very important, especially in the hustle culture that we live in.
Yeah, you have to find something that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Something to turn off your brain always. I do want to ask before we get off, what is next for Diva Dance this year and your Williamson County location?
So the first thing that's next is we are performing the Austin Spurs halftime show at HEB Center on Friday. We've done that. It'll be our 4th year doing it. And It's our biggest group ever that's doing it. Super excited. We always have the best time when we perform, especially this one. It's our big performance of the year. After that, I feel like the sky's the limit. There's a lot of things that we can do. My goal for 2026, like I said before, is to get out in the community and tell people about us.
Yeah.
Hopefully listeners will now know what Diva Dance is and maybe tell some people, maybe come try and take a class. You can follow us on social media. We have a lot of fun on social media, our TikTok and our Instagram. Pretty proud of what we're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for people who are too far, you can always go and find a different location, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you go to divadance.com, you'll see a list of locations. Hopefully there's one near you. If you want to find us directly, it's divadancewilco.com. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. How can people support you guys specifically? Like going to that dance that y'all are doing?
Yeah, you can actually come watch us perform too. We have the link to the tickets for the game available on our link tree and our Instagram profile. Follow us on social media and definitely come take a chance, try a class. Or if you know somebody that likes to dance, or you have a friend and you think it'd be good for them, or sometimes we have people that come and buy a pass for their mom.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. If you know somebody, we have a great trial that we offer all the time. Sometimes we have specials on it. We also sell single drop-in classes or class passes, and then we offer memberships as well.
That's so cool. That's a great birthday gift for your mom to get her classes to go dance.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I do want to thank you for trusting this space for your story and for coming on. And you don't have to be healed to move forward. Most of the time, sometimes movement is the healing. And I love that. So I'll make sure to put her description and her Instagram and everything down below so you guys can follow her on Instagram and TikTok. I'll definitely put the website so you guys can look at her specific location. And I would extremely appreciate if you guys can subscribe because that will help the podcast tremendously. And please share it to anybody who you know that loves dancing. And I will see you guys in the next episode. I love you, coffee sluts. I'll talk to you later.